Hey, what's up guys, it's Techsumer talking to you here, and today let's talk about the WWDC event that's happening next week. So we are less than 1 week away from WWDC, and I gotta say to you, I'm excited. So let's get started. WWDC, it's right around the corner. So it's on June 7th, which means it's on next Tuesday at 6 p.m. here in Europe or Portugal GMT, or 10 p.m. Eastern or 10 p.m. California time. So I don't know what time zone is that, but what we know is that WWDC normally focuses more on software than hardware, but leakers have suggested that on this event particularly we will get some new and exciting hardware. So before we go and talk about this new hardware, let's before cover what we are sure about that is coming, which is software. As we know, WWDC is normally where Apple announces its iOS, iPadOS, tvOS, watchOS, macOS to developers. So they introduce their beta versions and introduce some of their new features that is coming with this new iOS. First of all, iOS 15. I think it will be kind of small because last year's iOS update, which was iOS 14, was kind of huge. We got widgets, we got picture-in-picture, we got improved UI, we got the app drawer, we got some very new and exciting features, we got redesigned apps, and I think right now it doesn't make any sense for Apple to completely redesign iOS. I think they will tweak it a bit, give it a new animations and stuff, but I have nothing to ask for Apple to improve on iOS. I mean, it's pretty cool right now and I would like it to continue this way. One thing that leakers are saying is coming, it's food and calorie tracking, which is quite nice. I do it myself on MyFitnessPal, but it will be nice to do it on Apple's official app. The other softwares are macOS, tvOS and watchOS. Neither of those three I have any requests for, so I will leave them aside. I don't have any requests for them, just fix some bugs and give them some new changes to their UI to make it fresh this year, but nothing to talk about on those. But my mainly requests come to iPadOS. Last year's iPadOS 15 was a very small jump, and right now I have too many requests for Apple to fulfill. So I would like to have a new file management app. I will have to have Pro App support. I will have to have support for other types of footage without H.264 like ProRes and stuff. So a lot of things that Apple needs to change to the iPad that I think it's easier to put macOS there. But I wouldn't like that. I would think that's kind of lazy for Apple to do. I think they need to implement the right features in iPadOS to make it different and make it even more powerful than it is right now. So bring Pro App support, although LumaFusion is pretty great. I would like to have Xcode, Final Cut and Logic on my iPad. The second thing I want is a new file app. So I will just bring over the file app from macOS. It's just incredible and I love it. Other things that you can bring, it's Mac apps support to your iPadOS, because they run on the same architecture right now, so it's ARM. So I can have my ARM apps that run on my ARM iMac or ARM MacBook running on my iPad. So the opposite of the iOS apps running on macOS. Then third, I want a new search and spotlight, an even better one. And I think that's one thing Apple should improve on. Also, window mode, like reorganize your windows, make them smaller, bigger, have 3 or 4 in your screen, just like a desktop. Make it look like macOS, but improve it. I want an improvement. I don't want copy and paste macOS on iPadOS. That's just lazy Apple, please. And that's it for software. We don't have much to say. I want Apple to focus on iPadOS this year because last year they left it behind. But for hardware, it's quite exciting. As we know, and I have talked about on these videos right there or there, we have a lot to be excited for in terms of hardware. We are expecting new MacBook Pros, new Mac Minis, and probably a new iMac. So starting for the MacBook Pros, we will have a new redesigned MacBook Pro 14-inch and 16-inch with probably mini LED, M1X, New ports, more ports, redesign, bigger display, all of that, which in my opinion it's the most interesting thing for WWDC. Of course, it's the new MacBook Pro design, but also the M1X Mac Mini, which I made a video right there, it's amazing too, and I want to see it. I want Apple to bring this new generation of Apple Silicon to their new hardware, just like the Mac Mini and the iMac 27-inch, which in my opinion, I think it's coming, and it has a 30-inch display with a probably 5K resolution or 5.5K resolution and 60 Hz, of course, 10-bit. I don't think it will be HDR and won't come with mini LED. But also, and finally, I want Apple to come out with an Apple Cinema display. A new version of the Apple Cinema display would mean that we creators would have a choice between buying a MacBook and then buying an external Apple display, official one, which is just incredible, just like the iMac display it is, or just go for the iMac. My opinion, it would be easy to go for an iMac and cheaper, but as for me, I need to take my computer to university, so it would make more sense to buy a laptop to take to university, and then when I come to my room, my bedroom or something, I plug in my computer to an external display, bringing it over to a 27-inch monitor with amazing contrast ratios and an amazing resolution, 5K display or 4K display. I don't care. I just want Apple to bring a cheaper option of the Pro Display XDR. No bezels, no chin, nothing of that, just pure display, cheap with a good stand. $1,000, it's good for me, Apple, please. So in terms of hardware, we are very excited to see what comes. So this WWDC will influence much of Apple's 2021 year. So in my opinion, the iPad Pro will only be worth it if iPadOS brings its importance to the iPad Pro. So it brings its level to iPad Pro hardware level right now. The software is kind of boring right now, so Apple needs to elevate that to compete with their hardware. Also, new MacBook Pros, new Apple Silicon, that's the big thing for this event and the big theme. If that doesn't come, well, I will be sad, but I will comprehend. WWDC was always and always will be a software-focused event for developers, which, I mean, they deserve it, of course, because they work very hard. But what do you think down below? Put your comment there, leave your opinion. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification there, please. It's easy. You'll get the notifications for my videos and you'll be notified when I publish new videos. But what do you think of WWDC? Are you excited? This was Textumer talking to you here. Bye.